Top of the Hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making sure the top of your house is the best it can be. BestBuyMetalRoofing.com.
Fox News is next, presented by Capital Tire Service in downtown Cleveland.
News. I'm Tom Graham. Recovery efforts are underway in the Baltimore Harbor after the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Several construction workers are feared dead. Fox's Griff Jenkins.
The divers going in and out of the frigid water. The challenge of these elements out here as they try and recover, first and foremost, the bodies of the 6 workers.
Investigators also looking into what went wrong after a cargo ship slammed into the bridge. Ohio's being sued over a ban on gender-affirming care for those under 18 years old. Fox's Jeff Manasso.
The ACLU is suing the state of Ohio over House Bill 68 that goes into effect next month, that bans sex change treatments and surgeries involving minors and prohibits biological males from playing in girls' sports.
Now, the suit argues the ban harms transgender youth. America's listening to Fox News.
The Mix 1041 News Desk, brought to you by Logan Thompson Law, a tradition of legal and community service. That's Logan Thompson Law at LoganThompsonLaw.com.
From the Logan Thompson Law News Desk, here's your news for Wednesday, March 27th. From the Chattanoogan, Monday night's Powerball drawing created thousands of winners, including 4 Tennessee players. 3 of the 4 winners are in our area. A $100,000 winning ticket was sold at Food City on Hickson Pike. A $50,000 winning ticket was sold at Circle K on 25th Street in Cleveland. And another $50,000 winning ticket was sold at Shive Food Mart on Signal Mountain in Chattanooga. Bradley, Walker, and Whitfield counties will receive $30,000 each for community internet connectivity. The grants are from Connect Humanity, a nonprofit fund that participates in the Appalachian Digital Accelerator, which is an initiative that supports communities to create custom connectivity plans. For more on local and state news, visit mymix1041.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app that sends you instant notifications when news breaks. For Mix 1041, this is Emily Beatty reporting.
Good afternoon. TDOT was putting out a car fire a few minutes ago. They moved the car over to the side on 24 westbound there at 4th Avenue, right when you come out of the Ridge Cut. Again, it's got traffic a little bit slow, mostly rubbernecking. It's heavy in the construction zone. Already 24 off that 75 split. It's building at time 75 north between East Prater and the I-24 split. Give yourself extra time. I hear lots of radar as well. The Ice Cream Show, downtown Chattanooga is hiring. Go by and see them at the Ice Cream Show. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is John Davis, the trading man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, proclaiming Kia Madness. I know it sounds crazy, but we're rolling them out of here at whatever price it takes. Bring us any reasonable offer on any new Kia. Got an old car that you want to sell or trade? Bring us your old car as is. Don't even wash it. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Our lenders have lost their minds too. Qualified buyers can drive home in a new Kia with zip, zero, nothing down, no payments for the next 3 months. Plus, we'll get you out of your old car or truck, even if you have months left or still owe thousands. Come see me, John Davis, at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where buying a car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
24 Kia Forte LXS, 0 down, $349 per month for 84 months at 7.9 APR with 0 down plus TT&L. Negative trade equity financed in new loan subject to lender approval. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com.
Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland is hiring case selectors. Starting pay at $19 an hour. Earning potential up to $23 an hour plus incentive pay. Additional $2 an hour night shift premium. And you're eligible to earn a $3,000 stay bonus. Flexible schedules and great benefits at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland. They have open interviews Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at jobs.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
Vroom. Need a ride? Hop in. Call 634-LOAN to get the speediest loan for new or used cars. Beep, beep, beep.
TVFCU, a place for all of us. And good afternoon. It's
Join the Austin Hatcher
3:05.
Foundation as we lacrosse.
People trying to talk
Good afternoon.
over you.
It's 3:05. I'm Mike Lee. This is Bridget.
Yes, sir.
And we are doing the afternoon segment of Save Tonight Memories for a Lifetime. What a great job everybody did this morning. Seriously,
right.
congratulations. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
It was, yeah. We are so excited to continue this afternoon. We're going to start off with Randy Bonner, of course, director of the 24/7 movement. We have Xandra Welch and Jared Waldrop, both with ATS The Bridge. Thank you all so much for coming back in this afternoon. And Randy, first of all, thank you for all you've done. You've coordinated this whole thing. You've scheduled the guests and gotten us the schedules and all that. So great job. We had a great time this morning and looking forward to a great afternoon as well.
Thank you. It's been a partnership. Jared and Xandra have been right in there since day one, making contacts and helping to put this thing together. And thank you all for hosting this and making it something that you felt like was important enough to highlight for our community. So thank you for coming along board.
Yeah, these two organizations, ATS The Bridge, 24/7 Movement, two wonderful organizations. Xandra, I heard you say earlier this morning, you've been talking for a while about partnering together, and this just made sense for everybody.
Oh, it did. And, we see us doing more things together in the future, but this is the very first, and we're super excited. Randy is a rock star. I mean, he gave us a little bit of credit, but he's really been...
Absolutely knocked it out of the park.
He has done a great job. And, when you're so passionate about something, you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And they have just done amazing things in our community the last year. When I think about, it's just been a year and all that they've done, and kudos to you guys, and what they stand for and what they do just goes along with what we do in the community with the kids, and it just seemed like a natural partnership. So we're super excited to be a part.
For those that weren't listening this morning, explain what we're doing here with Save Tonight Memories for a Lifetime.
Do that, or Jared?
Well, we believe that our community, principals, coaches, students, parents, community leaders, legal system, law enforcement officers, we just want to come together to do all we can to inspire and encourage our parents and our teenagers to come together and have a really good plan in place when it comes to prom night, when it comes to graduation season, and basically when it comes to every day, every night, when you get behind the wheel of a car, when you make important choices that impact your life and they could impact somebody else's life. And so that's why we're doing this. We want prom to be a great time, no tragedy. We want parents to feel a little bit more at ease if we all can do our part and be conscious and be safe drivers and to set the example ourselves, and then to encourage our teenagers to do that as well.
24/7 movement, does so much in our community already. Just a little over a year, I believe, that you guys have been in existence. And, I heard you mention earlier as well, you guys are raising money actually for future endeavors. So if you want to go ahead and mention that here at the top, what you guys are doing.
Yes. So today we are actually trying to raise approximately $15,000 for a big event happening Tuesday at Bradley Central High School. It's the mock crash event that Lindsay Bell and the drama department put together. They do a fantastic job. They knock it out of the park. And so we're partnering with them. We're collaborating with our Bradley County Sheriff's Department and our rescue folks and firefighters. And this is going to be a big event, but we're kind of helping to raise the elevation of the video production so that it's going to be not just something that Bradley students experience on Tuesday, but it's going to be all over the state as a tool that our Tennessee Highway Safety Office, they're going to use it, and then it's going to hopefully it might go national as well. And so we actually have a challenge gift that has been presented to us. We have a business that is going to donate $2,500 if we can match those funds the next couple of hours that we're here together. And so it's actually a gift from HD Waste Services. They're locally owned, they're family operated. They have a great business, roll-off dumpsters for contractors, for homeowners, short-term or long-term, and their phone number for business is 423-994-7888. So that's our first big challenge of the day. They'll give $2,500 if we can match that in the next couple of hours.
Well, people are wanting to give, so how do they do it?
Well, they can text here.
Yep, you can call us or text us here at 614-6499. Again, our number is 614-6499. Let us know. We'll be sure to pass that along to the folks here.
Wonderful. All right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So we're going to come back here in just a few minutes with another segment. Lots more great guests to come, so stay tuned.
And we would love to hear from you. It can be a one-time gift. I'm sure that you guys could arrange monthly gifts if people
Yes,
get a hold
sir.
of you, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, give us a call on the Volunteer Rid of Pest Mix line, 423-614-6499. You can text to that number as well.
Join the Austin Hatcher Foundation as we look.
There are a lot of banks, so what makes Southern Heritage Bank unique? It's our commitment to being unbelievably good as we identify and meet your needs. Stop by one of our 5 locations in Cleveland or Chattanooga and let us show you the difference our customers have come to expect. We strive to offer the latest banking technology, mobile wallet, online account opening, mobile banking with bill pay, and ATMs that allow cash or check deposit. All available 24/7 with a local community bank. Southern Heritage Bank, a division of First Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
Hardee's Philly cheesesteak favorites are back. Handcrafted creations with sauteed peppers, onions, and melty cheese to reinvent the signature Philly classics from sunrise to supper time. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Dad, you got your mattress bracket filled out?
You know it. My bracket's got that Riz.
Here we go. Gen Z, Dad.
I've got the totally bussin' Tempur-Pedic Lux Breeze going all the way this year. Bet.
Dad, please stop.
You bugging, BBG.
Make Mermaid your March mattress headquarters with great deals on Tempur-Pedic.
Right now, save up to 50% off our Tempur-Pedic Adapt mattress collection.
And that's at Mermaid Mattress, cash.
Cringe. Your sleep, handmade, hand-delivered.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com. Proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
It's called Safe Tonight, Memories for a Lifetime. We are partnering with the 24/7 Movement and also ATS The Bridge. And the goal of this morning and this afternoon is to reach those students and parents and make sure that they have a plan in place as we're entering prom and graduation seasons. Really encouraging, of course, not to drink and drive, distracted driving, all that that sort of thing. So
any kind of illegal drug use.
Right, yeah.
Anything like that.
So now we're going to talk with Judge Clay Collins. Judge Collins, how are you?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you. We also have Vicki Town here, Juvenile Court Director, representing Judge Andrew Morgan. I know he is stuck in court right now.
He is. He's in a hearing right now.
Well, thank you for being here as well. So kind of ask both of you this same question, but Judge Collins, first of all, what's the most common danger areas that you're seeing related to teen driving right now?
Well, I mean, I think we see, and I'll let Vicki talk too, because Judge Morgan does all the juvenile side, and I do once they hit 18, they're in my court. But I know just yesterday we had a 19-year-old plead guilty to a DUI. So this is something that just happens. It doesn't just happen once they hit 21 and over. I mean, this is people very young. And we see in our court every single day, it seems like I see someone who just turned 18, who just went through, maybe they went through juvenile, maybe this is their first time in the system, but they're 18 and they're already starting out abusing drugs and alcohol. So, I mean, this is something that I see, sadly, every single day. So I think what we're doing here today is huge, because I always say I would love to be out of a job. I would love if we didn't have crime. I don't think that'll ever happen this side of heaven, but that's the goal, is to make sure we raise awareness so that kids are not starting out doing that when they in teenage years and on. So.
And Vicki, same question for you. What are you all seeing these days?
I think with distracted driving, not only with drugs and alcohol, which is obviously very prevalent, we also see many distractions like cell phone use, those kind of things. So any kind of distraction is going to make that kid think, oh, I can pick up that phone, or I can pick up that, vape, or whatever the case is that they have in the car. And so any little thing, I think, is going to be very distracting. The teens, that's just their mindset. And so we are seeing more and more of that pick up in juvenile. And like Judge Collins said, we get them and try to go through the rehabilitation process with our side before they get to him, in hopes that they never get to him, which is our goal. And so I think this awareness campaign is very important for that reason.
Can we talk really quickly about the parents being an example about that? I drove over the road trucks all over the country for 6 years, 12 years on the road driving trucks when I was out of radio, and it's everywhere. I mean, adults driving on the fast lane of an interstate at 70 miles an hour, and they're weaving, and they get up to you and they're texting away with driving with their arms. Shouldn't we also be getting the message out to parents, if you don't want your kids to do it, lead by example?
I think so, and I think that's really important, because kids look to the parents, no matter from the age of elementary on up. They're looking to the parent, and they're going to mimic the parent. So you think about your own children, they do that. And so they're seeing, oh, mom and dad can do this, so I can do it. Whether it's with the phone, whether it's with a vape, whatever the distraction is, that parents should be held responsible too. And I think that's possibly something that we can look at futuristically is, if we're charging kids, are we charging parents as well in those situations? And so, yes, I think that is definitely something that can be looked at. And of course, Judge Collins probably can speak more on the adult side of things with parents and what their responsibilities would be for, if they were having that phone or whatever in the car, it applies to them too. It's not just kids. I think adults get distracted in that same manner. So.
Yeah, I would say most of the things we deal with when it comes to a car crash in criminal court, in my court with adults, is adults either on their phone or obviously distracted through drug use or alcohol use, and we see that every single day. I mean, I arraigned people today that are in, that's the allegation. Obviously, it's an allegation, but
right. People
yesterday pled guilty to being in a crash because of a DUI, and that just is something, sadly, that happens every single week. And there's actually a statute, DUI by allowing, and I've seen over my career, both as a prosecutor and now as a judge, parents have allowed their children to drive drunk or high because they were less drunk or less high than the parent, and they've been convicted of DUI by allowing. So this is just a sad reality. It really does start at home, and most of what I see is it's just a cycle. And that's why I really appreciate what Judge Morgan's doing. He's trying to break that cycle so that even if the parents aren't the ones being responsible, hopefully we can get them in juvenile and get those kids straightened out.
Judge Collins, what are the consequences of a DUI and a DUI that results in injuries and or fatalities?
So you're talking about several different types of crime. They're all under the DUI, but a DUI, it ranges. It's what's called a progressive crime, which means it gets progressively worse. The punishments, first offense is generally, I say just, but 2 days jail is the minimum, and it can go up from there depending on the severity of it. You're on probation for a year, you lose your driver's license, you pay a lot of fines and court costs. Obviously, if you hire an attorney, you're paying an attorney fee. So it is fairly severe for a misdemeanor offense, and then it goes much up from there. It goes to next offense is at least 45 days, and it goes to 120 days. Then you're looking at felonies. And obviously, if there's a car crash involved, injuries involved, you could be looking at a felony right off the bat. And if there's a fatality, you're looking at a very severe felony where you're going to prison. And that's just... So. Sure.
I know when we talk to kids a lot, some students have the misconception that they can't be arrested for driving under the influence. And the influence can be more than just alcohol, correct?
Yes.
But they can be if it's marijuana, say if it's found in
Oh, I'd say
their
we have a
possession.
lot of DUIs that come through my court that have nothing to do with alcohol.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to put a percentage on it, but if I had to, I'd say it's at least half are non-alcohol related DUIs at this point. There's a ton of drug DUIs.
Yeah, I just, when we try to talk to students about this, about driving impaired, and that's what this is about, and impairment comes in many different forms, caused by many different things. And so I hope people are listening out there to understand that you can be arrested for driving. It doesn't have to be just alcohol. Other things can impair your driving.
That's correct.
So,
Go ahead.
Now, I'm just curious about, other consequences. Let's say you take driving out of the picture, and let's say it's passengers, and they're minors that have been using, and for some reason maybe they've stopped by a police officer, and maybe alcohol wasn't involved with the driver, but it's clear that the passengers in the car are intoxicated. What would be the consequences for minors in that situation?
Sure. Well, so there's, once they hit 18, they'd be in my court. Under 18, they'd be in Vicki and Judge Morgan's court. But I mean, that it's an offense to be drinking under 21, and really to have anything in your system under 21. And so we do see those cases all the time, and usually that's a ton of community service, and still trying to correct that behavior when they're young, even when they're between that 18 and 21 age. But we do sadly see that quite often.
And so what we try to do in juvenile court, because juvenile court is about rehabilitation, and so in juvenile court, what most kids don't realize is the penalties for any kind of drug charge, any alcohol charge, any weapons charge, is they do lose their license. And for a juvenile, that hits pretty hard. When you take their license, that hits pretty hard. So if they plead guilty or they're found guilty, they lose that license. We also go through a process of doing alcohol and drug assessments and seeing what treatment needs to be done, because we don't want this to happen. We don't want this to continue if it is an issue and problem. So we have anything from early intervention programs, which are just a 6 or 8 week class, up through like residential treatment, depending on what their problem is. And so if they are arrested and they come through our court, that's the route that we like to go.
Wonderful.
Because we want to
Yes.
try to get that in before they become an adult and try to see if we can fix that problem. It's not an overnight, blink your eyes and it's done and, we heal it. It's a process. And so we take the time to do that. We do have a division over at Juvenile called the Matrix that does all of that. They do all of the service-oriented things, but the kids don't realize that there is community service that comes with that. There is the loss of license. There are a lot of things that hit them more than just, I got in trouble.
Genuine
and they can be
consequences.
arrested.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Mhm.
All right. Well, Judge Collins and Vicki Town, thank you so much for taking time to come in and
Sure.
talk with
We're
us
happy to be
today.
here. If I could just add, let's definitely get the donations in. This is a great project.
Yes.
The video that they do, they shot a scene in our court at the Bradley High School. And it's great because a lot of times kids don't think. When you're young, you think, man, I'm going to live forever. And I've seen too many. I was a DUI prosecutor before being a judge. I've seen kids 17, 18 that are no longer here because of a DUI. And so let's get that video message out to them so they can actually understand what could happen potentially if they drive drunk or high.
Yeah, Randy?
I had one more question. Victim impact panel. Explain that process, what it is, and how somebody has to go through that.
Sure. So I'm happy. I took over as judge about a year and a half ago, and we didn't have a victim impact panel in Bradley County. And Kim Ledford is a friend of mine. She lost her son tragically, I think about a decade ago, in a DUI crash. And so I brought Kim in, and every month she does a victim impact panel where people who are convicted of DUIs, I make them go to that, and they have to listen to Kim and her story about how she lost her son, how it's affected her life every single day. She lives with that because of a terrible decision that someone made in taking the life of her son. And so that's something that we have in Bradley County now. In every single DUI that pleads guilty or is found guilty in my court, I sentence them to do that victim impact. And Kim calls me out. She's called me several times since she took over last year. Just the stories of people that they actually get it. Wow, what could have happened if I hadn't been pulled over that night by a police officer.
And so you see the connection, we also do the same thing in juvenile. Our juveniles are required to go to Kim Ledford's victim impact statement as well.
Wow.
And so we started doing that probably about the same time that the adult court did. And so, you know, if we don't work in partnership, we can't save these kids. We have to work in partnership. And so that's been very important. So we partner with Kim as well, so our kids get to go hear that story as well.
All right, this is Save Tonight, Memories for a Lifetime, and an opportunity to enlighten our high schoolers about the dangers of partaking alcohol, drugs, and that sort of thing around prom night or any celebration. And we would love to match the $2,500 donation. It said, look, if we can raise $2,500, we'll give $2,500.
That's right.
And it's really easy to give.
Yeah, that's right. 614-6499. You can call or text that number. We'd love to hear from you this afternoon.
We'll be back in a moment.
Cleveland Ford, where they are building something.
When most people think of plumbing and electrical supply houses, there's an idea that they're just for plumbers or electricians or builders to shop at. Wholesale Supply is proud to be open to the public and proud to serve our communities. By supplying the best quality products for the best prices with the best service guaranteed, Wholesale Supply is your one-stop shop for everything plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. To find a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more. Helping build communities in the Southeast for over 80 years is just what we do.
Save a bundle at Eller & Owen's Furniture and Mattress. Furniture, mattresses, and decor. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to 40% off. Create a bundle, a sofa and chairs, end tables, a recliner, lamps and rugs, an entire room. Up to 40% off. Create a custom bundle and watch the savings grow. Up to 40% off. Look for Take Me Home Today tags. Bundle in-stock items. Special financing is available. Bundle and save at Eller & Owen's Furniture and Mattress.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank account's too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. Boom, boom.
Paula, tell us about how you came to shop at Chattanooga Auto Square.
Well, I was introduced to it from my husband. He purchased his first Range Rover years ago. Then occasionally I'd start asking him if I could start driving it. I would confidently recommend them. I mean, they make you feel like family from the moment you arrive. Being in real estate for like 34 years, you really come to value and appreciate the level of service that Range Rover gives you. Chattanooga Auto Square, luxury lives here.
Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland is hiring case selectors. Starting pay at $19 an hour. Earning potential up to $23 an hour plus incentive pay. Additional $2 an hour night shift premium. And you're eligible to earn a $3,000 stay bonus. Flexible schedules and great benefits at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland. They have open interviews Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at jobs.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
Shopping for a great deal on a car or truck? Know this. Cleveland Ford is loaded with vehicles, over 230 in stock, all discounted. I'm talking saving up to $7,500 on new F-Series trucks and Mustang Mach-E. We have financing as low as 0% on Edge and 1.9% for 72 months on new F-150s. And as always, you get a lifetime powertrain warranty and complimentary service when you buy from us. So hurry to Cleveland Ford today because this sale ends soon, or shop us at clevelandford.com.
Rate mattress. Keeping your dollars local is important, and so is buying from a family, not a firm.
Now, from Local 3 News, it's coverage you can count on.
Partly sunny for this afternoon and highs in the mid to upper 60s with a light breeze from the north. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies and cool with lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. You get plentiful sunshine for your Thursday, a north breeze gusting around 20 miles per hour and highs near 65. Friday will be a bit warmer, up to 70 degrees, and then mid 70s on Saturday. Be sure to download our Local 3 weather app. I'm Local 3 meteorologist Allison Pryor.
This weather forecast is brought to you by American Air HVAC. They customize your comfort and you control the temperature. AmericanAirHVAC.com.
Our weather here, and wow, look at that great shot, especially compared to yesterday, Cedric.
Yes, I'll tell you what, an amazing.
And it's warming up out there, just a nice day, feeling good out there now.
Feeling great out there, the blue skies. Now, we do have a few of those clouds out there. We may see a few more increasing this afternoon, but we call that, the filtered sunshine. So it's not going to completely block out the blue sky, but that'll be the only issue for today. Let me show you these temperatures because, yes, it is warming up nicely out there, folks, already up to 60 in Chattanooga. How about 62 right now in Dalton, 60 degrees in Blue Ridge, 61 in Murphy, 59 in Dayton, 57 in Athens, 59 in Scottsboro. Now, it is a little cool up along the plateau, only at 51 degrees right now in Altamont. Now, as we look at the wind speeds, definitely less than what we've seen the past couple of days. These winds coming in out of the north today, but only around 5 to 10 miles per hour or so. So definitely much better than those wind gusts of 30 to 50 miles per hour we were dealing with 24 hours ago. Now, as we look at the weather map, again, a lot of sunshine, just a couple of those scattered fair weather clouds out there. But as we look at the overall big picture, the storm system that brought us the rocky start to the week when it came to the weather, now pushing along the east coast. So we've got that sunshine in place. High pressure is trying to build in from the north. Now, the one caveat to that is a little moisture riding in behind this front, and you can see some of these high clouds building in and streaming north and east. So that's why I think we'll see maybe some filtered sunshine, a few more of these high clouds later today, but it's not going to produce rain or any weather issues for us. So no problems for any outdoor activities you have. In fact, I think it will remain quite pleasant as we go throughout the rest of your Wednesday, the hump day afternoon. Temperatures climbing from the 60s to near 70, especially here in Chattanooga. But overall, just a pleasant weather day for us expected here. Here's a look at some of the numbers in your neighborhood. About 69 in Cleveland and Dalton, 67 in Athens, Murphy, Blue Ridge, about 68 in Scottsboro. And again, a little cooler up along the plateau, only around 60 or so as you get towards Altamont. And again, just a couple of those high thin clouds building in. Now tonight, we'll head down into the upper 30s to low 40s. But overall, looking at your Thursday forecast, we'll have some clouds early, more sunshine in the afternoon, but it will be a little cooler and a little more breezy as well with those northerly winds. So highs will likely only be into the low to mid 60s for our Thursday. Let's talk about the temperatures because, again, near 70 this afternoon. We get a brief bout of cool air coming in as we go towards tonight. So upper 30s in the higher elevations, low 40s in the valleys. But look at this, tomorrow a little cooler. So highs only in the low to mid 60s in the valleys, likely holding into the 50s in the higher elevations. And then as we go into early Friday morning, there is the chance that we could see a few more 30s on the maps, even in the valley areas. So there could be some patchy frost. I don't think it'll be widespread, but just something to keep in mind. But by the afternoon on Friday, hey, we're back up near 70 degrees with more sunshine. So you can see temperatures not bad over the next couple of days. As far as the weather goes, that storm system moves away. High pressure, we're on the cool side on the east side, so that's why it's cooler Thursday. But as it moves away Friday, we get that southerly flow, and it starts to warm up as we go into the upcoming weekend. Notice Sunday, any rain chance looks to stay north of the area. And then as we go into your Tuesday, that's our next decent chance of showers and thunderstorms. But between now and then, I think it's primarily going to stay on the dry side. So the next big thing for you, of course, the Easter holiday weekend heading our way. Look at this forecast, folks. Good Friday, beautiful weather, 72 degrees, 76 on your Saturday, so even warmer conditions. And how about Easter Sunday? Right now, a few clouds. Sunrise is expected around 7:29 a.m. Eastern time, and yeah, looking pretty good. Temperatures in the low 50s early Sunday morning. I think we climb close to 80 degrees in the afternoon, and again, primarily looking dry. Here's your Storm Alert 7-day forecast. Pleasant conditions over the next few days. Again, a little breezy, a little cooler for your Thursday. That's really the only caveat in the forecast here. Otherwise, all the way through the holiday weekend, Latrice, just fantastic weather as we see a nice warming trend just in time for our Easter Sunday.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one. And there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great. And their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
Yes, definitely.
That's the litmus test of all that is good and holy.
Yeah, way better.
And we've got a bunch of youth in the studio right now.
Yeah, we sure do.
I feel so old.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is perfect timing. A lot of high school students getting in the car right now, and we gave them kind of an incentive to listen in this afternoon. So we're going to give away our first prize of the afternoon. So if you are a student listening in, we have 4 Six Flags passes to give away. So as we start this segment here, call us or text us 614-6499. Again, 614-6499. If you're a student listening in this afternoon, you have a chance to win these 4 Six Flags passes. So 614-6499, that will get you in the drawing. But yeah, we are joined by several high school students here in our studio. So we are going to talk with them here on this special afternoon. So we'll start here to my right. Give us your name and tell us where you go to school.
My name is McGuire, and I'm actually homeschooled, but I play basketball for Cleveland High School.
Okay, great. So if you would kind of give us some advice to give to other students that would ensure, lasting memories and fun and safe prom celebrations.
Well, first I would think that just to have fun and don't do anything that's not smart.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay the course and just have fun and have a good time.
All right, and we'll go over to you. What's your name? Where do you go to school?
My name's Andrew Mylan, and I go to Cleveland.
All right, so again, kind of the same question for you. What advice would you give to other students your age?
Just play it safe. Don't do anything stupid. Like, it might seem fun at the moment, but, like, your decisions will catch up with you.
It's like your dad going to Florida State.
Yeah, you
in
don't do
Balls
that.
country.
Yeah.
I mean, silly decisions can haunt you for a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so if you want to pass that next. What's your name? Where do you go to school?
I'm Mackenzie Gilson. I go to Walker Valley.
Okay, so again, what advice would you give to other students your age to ensure they have a safe and fun prom night?
Make sure, you watch your surroundings because, being alone, especially a girl, who knows where you're going because majority will probably go down to chat. So just basically watching your surroundings and being smart.
All right.
Very good advice.
What's your name? Where do you go to school?
I'm Zayden Francis, and I go to Walker Valley.
All right. So again, same question for you.
Right. So I say just stay with your friends, stay with the group who you know. Fun does not have to be bad. So just stay sober, stay fun, be with your surroundings, and then at the end of the night, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next.
My name is Riley Stanfield, and I'm from Polk County High School. And some advice that I would give is you don't need any alcohol or any substances to have a fun night. And this is your prom, so enjoy it sober.
Very good.
You want to remember it, right? Yeah.
Hi, my name's Fancy Rojas. I would say...
Where do you go to school?
Oh, yeah, Bradley Central High School.
Go Bears!
Go Bears, woo! What I gotta say is, one of them said, you don't have to drink and do stuff to have fun, because, I say that's the best way to have fun, just to have regular fun, because you can remember it, Yeah. I would say the biggest thing is, since it's so trafficky, and say people make dumb decisions, right? Which is possible. You don't have to be that person, but just to know, what you're getting into is, stay safe, steer clear. And also, driving as well. You make sure that you're paying attention to everyone else's actions as well, Yeah, anyways, have fun, but not too much fun.
No, you want to remember it, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Kimsey Turner, and I go to Bradley Central High School. And I would say my advice is, like they said, staying with your friends and don't do anything that could affect the rest of your life.
Okay. Well, I go back a long, long way, and I'm not gonna lie, we drank and got high and did things like that back in the 70s, and I've also got memories of 4 friends from high school, 3 at 2 different proms and 1 right after our graduation that wrapped their cars around telephone poles, and we were at their funerals. One of them when we were on our senior trip, beginning our adult life, woohoo, we're all going our separate ways, and we end up going home and burying 3 classmates. And you don't want to do that. So I love your advice, and I hope you stay close to your principles and keep those. Okay?
All right. We'll come back around with a second question. So we'll start with you. So this is more going to be about impaired or distracted driving or riding in the car with someone who is. So what advice would you share with other students your age when it comes to driving impaired or distracted or riding in a car with someone who is?
I would be smart enough to notice that and just being able to say, hey, maybe this isn't right. Even if you feel like it's out of your place to tell that friend, it's better to be a good friend and tell them than to not, because it could affect everybody else. And
Hi again. I would say that even though friends are not making wise decisions, like everyone has bad days, and makes mistakes. So I would just make sure they know that like it's a safe place. I'm here to help you. I'm sober. I will drive, because I'd rather have one safe ride and be responsible than not have a safe ride and regret it later.
Very good.
I would personally take the keys. I'm not getting in the car with someone like that, and
Good
I'm not
for
letting
you.
them drive away, risking their life.
Never be ashamed to do the right thing, even if it's not the fun thing. You can call a ride, you can call a parent, call a friend. You do not have to get in the car and drive any type of intoxicated.
I agree with him. Like, there's always somebody else that you can call, but like she said earlier, like, even if you feel like it's out of your place to say something, you still have a right to say, like, hey, like, it's not just your life that's at risk, it's everybody else who's on the road.
Oh, like she said, take the keys, because you're just going to risk your life just to have a little fun a couple of nights you won't remember after. So if you just take the keys, they'll actually be able to remember their night and everything.
And I want to apologize to your dad who went to Florida.
Yeah, he didn't go to Florida State.
He didn't go to Florida State.
He didn't go to Florida either. He's just a Florida fan.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
He's lied to me. You tell him he lied to Mike Lee.
All right.
He said he went, oh, man. Okay, I forgive him.
Yeah, just go back to what she said. Like, just why would you get in the car with somebody who's making not smart choices? Because, like you say, you want to be able to remember the day and not, wake up in a place, So, yeah.
Wow, such great advice. Randy Bonner, will bring you back in. And these students are just amazing. We had a great group of students this morning as well, but such great advice from each of them.
Oh, they're fantastic. If we could ask you, some of you represent different organizations, and Riley, you can talk about how close you are to this, and you're either ambassadors or you're part of criminal justice class. So tell us real quick what organization you're part of, if you're part of something on campus that's trying to help raise awareness or trying to do things right in with your peers and with family and with others.
So I'm with ATS The Bridge.
I'm also with ATS The Bridge.
I'm in skills in the criminal justice.
I'm with Walker Valley Criminal Justice.
I am the 24/7 Movement Event Coordinator.
Now, Riley, back up. Tell us a little bit about how you're connected to the 24/7 movement.
Okay, Dustin and Brittany were my cousins, and so this hit home with me to be a part of this because I was at the house that we were waiting for them to arrive at.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I am with ATS The Bridge.
I'm with ATS The Bridge, and I'm also involved in this year's mock crash film. So.
Wow, such a great job. Yeah.
Can I just say something right here real quick? We
Yeah.
were talking to some of these kids out here a little bit ago. So I asked the girls here, said, so what are you doing on prom night? What they've done is they've got a bus. They have got a bus that's going to take about, how many did you say, 20?
20.
20 of them. They're going to all stay together. They're going to all take
Wonderful.
care of each other. They have a safe way there, have fun, go eat, go dance, and then have a safe way to get back home. So they've already thought that through. They don't have to worry about any of those things. And that's a smart decision, because prom night, if I remember my prom night, that was the night when if nobody ever did anything, they thought they might try it on prom night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all feel about that, but kudos to all of y'all. Proud of you. Proud of you.
Thank you all so much for coming in today. We really appreciate it. And we're going to come back with more here in just a minute.
Hey, guys.
Did you know that drinking and driving is a leading cause of traffic fatalities? It kills more than 28 people in the United States every day. That means one person every 52 minutes. Statistically, young people are the most at risk to drink and drive, but not everyone's doing it. Don't drink and drive.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop.
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
Hardee's Philly cheesesteak favorites are back. Handcrafted creations with sauteed peppers, onions, and melty cheese to reinvent the signature Philly classics from sunrise to supper time. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Thank you for calling Logan Thompson. This is Ashley.
You get a yearly checkup, shouldn't your air? With your local Lennox dealer, regular care equals perfect air. With technology you can touch, comfortable air you can feel, and savings you can see. Not just perfect air, perfect for you air.
Call Dale's Heating and Air to upgrade your air today.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Hi, I'm Brian Poole, sole owner of Poole Serenity Funeral Home and Cremation Services of Cleveland. It's going to be more of our discount funeral home and cremation center. We'll offer $895 cremation that will come with a wood urn. Only other charges the family have be for death certificates and permits. That's it. No other hidden charges, no other hidden fees. We have a traditional burial package, $4,595. That does include a casket and the services. You can reach us at www.pfhserenity.com.
Dad, you got your mattress bracket filled out?
You know it. My bracket's got that Riz.
Here we go. Gen Z, Dad.
I've got the totally bussin' Tempur-Pedic Luxe Breeze going all the way this year. Bet.
Dad, please stop.
You bugging, BBG.
Make Mermaid your March mattress headquarters with great deals on Tempur-Pedic.
Right now, save up to 50% off our Tempur-Pedic Adapt mattress collection.
And that's at Mermaid Mattress, cash.
Cringe. Your sleep, handmade, hand-delivered.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com. Proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Bender Realty is helping to keep the community thriving during this pandemic by offering no-contact online tools for buyers and sellers in the real estate market.
Especially in this day and time with COVID, it makes a lot of the buyers are not wanting to get out and walk into someone else's home, and even sellers may not want people in their home. We can actually do a virtual tour with our phones and send it to our clients.
Walk through a property without having to actually be there and see all the intricacies of the property and the things that they may or may not want.
If you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or rent, trust your friends at Bender Realty. 472-2173. Bender-Realty.com. Be home with Bender Realty.
You're watching Mix Mornings on Mix TV. Here is your current Kia of Cleveland time. And your current temperature in Cleveland is brought to you by Milligan Vane.
Mermaid Mattress, where you'll get a better mattress at a better price, guaranteed.
Now, from Local 3 News, it's coverage you can count on.
Partly sunny for this afternoon and highs in the mid to upper 60s with a light breeze from the north. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies and cool with lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. You get plentiful sunshine for your Thursday, a north breeze gusting around 20 miles per hour and highs near 65. Friday will be a bit warmer, up to 70 degrees, and then mid-70s on Saturday. Be sure to download our Local 3 weather app. I'm Local 3 meteorologist Allison Pryor.
This weather forecast is brought to you by Alchemy Med Spa and Wellness Center. Let the Alchemy team help you to look and feel your best. Located in Chattanooga on the North Shore, downtown Cleveland, and in Dayton. Visit alchemymedspachat.com.
And good
Experience
afternoon.
the
It's the
Alchemy
afternoon
difference.
drive at 3:49. We're 10 minutes away from 4 o'clock, and it's the afternoon session of Safe Tonight, Memories for a Lifetime.
That's right. Yeah, a great partnership here with 24/7 Movement and also ATS The Bridge. So our guests continue to come in, and we so appreciate each and everybody for being a part of this afternoon. We have some members of local law enforcement in our studio right now. So honored to be joined by them. And so we're going to start here to my right, and we'll just kind of go in order here. We'll start with Lieutenant Evie West. Evie, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having us here today.
Let me point out, everybody, Evie, perfect job with the microphone.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect job.
Okay, good.
Kudos to you.
She's done this a few times before.
Okay.
All right. Well, Evie, so we'll start off with you here. Just a couple of questions. So what advice would you give to parents out there about how to talk to their teen about safe driving?
Well, I like this question. I'm glad you directed it toward me because I think a lot of people in this community know that my story of just making a lot of bad choices from 12 to 19. I think probably one of the worst things as a parent is to be naive about what's going on and what temptations and risks that your teenager could be involved in. And so I think just making sure that you are open, have open, honest conversation with your child. Let them know that you know what's going on and try to speak their language as far as knowing who their friends are, knowing where their friends' parents live, knowing what they're doing. And, you know, even apps like the Life 360 app or Find My iPhone, if you're going to pay for your child to have phones, know where they're at. I mean, I think it's just part of not really trying to impede on their privacy, but the fact that they are still children that live in your household, and that
need guidance. Yes.
you need to know what's going on. You can't turn a blind eye because you want to be your kids' friends. You have to be their parent, and during this time, they need a lot of instruction and they need direction, and I think that is so important when dealing with your teenagers.
So what are you seeing out there today as far as the most common danger areas that you're seeing related to teen driving?
I would say distracted driving, probably. And then, of course, maybe, and I don't know the stats on this, but I mean, distracted driving, texting and driving is something that is hot right now. Everyone has phones from a young age. And so I think that's something that that also needs to be, addressed with your children, but also there are apps that can let you know if your kid is on while they're driving, if they're on their phones. So just looking and researching into that as well.
Cleveland Police Chief Mark Gibson is here as well. Chief Gibson, thanks so much for joining us. So pretty much the same two questions for you. What advice would you give to parents and how to talk to their teens?
Well, they go back to just trying to establish open and honest dialogue with your children, telling them your concerns, but also kind of having a trust but verify relationship with them, being involved with who their friends are, the parents of their friends, and those types of conversations. Just always being open and honest with them, and being willing to have those hard conversations and ask questions when they're coming in and who they're with and those types of things. But I do like the apps that kind of let you know where they're at, because it has to do with the driving as well, not just their location, but also let you know their speeds and things like that. I'm going to tell on my son a little bit. He was riding with a friend and we seen the speed that his friend was driving and made a phone call and said, come back home. And they brought him back home because the unsafe driving. But that's the only thing is I would really have that, just have those hard conversations, but also be willing to verify some of this information. Sometimes the parents are naive and think their kids are a lot more sheltered than what they are. They're exposed to a lot of things. They see a lot of things. So, and as far as the driving, the distracted driving, the cell phones, those types of things, but also in Cleveland, this is a growing area. So just the amount of traffic, it's not the same Cleveland that I grew up in, where you could travel the road and not have bumper-to-bumper traffic or have people with high speeds. Speed's what kills. We see the speeds all over now, the people in town that are traveling through town, the congestion, the density of traffic, but also traveling above the speed limits. Those are things that we're seeing are most concerned with the teen drivers is I don't think they understand that 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, how deadly and how much of an impact that could have if they are involved in a crash.
And so many people treat APD 40 like it's a NASCAR event. I mean, the speeding on it is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and if you have a roadway that is well maintained, people see that as an invitation
coming
to travel.
right off the interstate, by the way, too.
Right, travel
Yeah,
a little faster, but people don't realize how dangerous speed is, and 5-10 miles an hour more can just make a difference in between someone surviving a crash and being killed.
Chief Gibson, thank you so much. We also have Lieutenant Mario Santos here from Bradley County Sheriff's Department. Lieutenant, same question for you. What advice would you give to parents out there listening?
Have an open and close with the kids, especially with the holidays around the corner for us, for Easter and things like that, prom, have sit down with them, talk to them, let them, know the good and the bad.
So what should we do as the general public if we see somebody about to drive impaired? What should we do?
Call the 911 center and report it. Get a tag number, description of the car. Try to. Don't follow them, but keep. If they're leaving on an establishment, hey, they're turning left here or turning right here. So.
All right, thank you so much. We're also joined by Deputy Carlton Walls here with the Bradley County Sheriff's Department as well. So, again, same first question. What advice would you give to parents out there?
I have to echo what the chief and Evie and Lieutenant said. Have those open conversations with the kids. They're already going to be knowing about these things that they're going to experience. Kids talk. Don't be afraid to have that conversation with them because they're having it with somebody else. And also, the chief made a statement earlier about truth without verification. I have an old saying of truth without verification is a lie. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Also, talk to us a little bit about the consequences of underage drinking.
Okay. The penalties for, let me get my notes here, the penalties for underage drinking. The license is suspended for a year until the person reaches the age of 17, whichever is longer for the first offense. They may apply to the court for an early withdrawal of the suspension after serving 90 days. The license could be suspended for 2 years until the person reaches the age of 18, whichever is longer for the second offense, and may apply to court for early withdrawal of the suspension. Restricted license can be issued on a first offense at the court's discretion. On second offense, they must serve a 1-year suspension before they're eligible for the restricted driver's license.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Last but not least, we have Sergeant Andy Smith here with us, the Bradley County Sheriff's Department as well. And so, same question. What advice do you have for parents out there?
Well, I think it echoes what everybody had to say, but also I'm a firm believer that it starts at home. You got to be a role model for your kid. Kids are not perfect. Jason Ruder made a wonderful thing today. This morning I was listening. He was talking about, hey, people think kids are perfect, and there are good kids out there, but perfect kids make mistakes, okay? We have to be able to be the one, for example, the one that's not out here drinking and driving, taking our kids to the country club or to the bars to have them to pick us up at 16 years of age. Kids are not an Uber, okay? They are watching their parents. They're watching to see what goes on every day. We have to treat them like that. Start it at home, have conversation. Know that your kids are going to make mistakes. We all did. Nothing cannot be taken care of. Okay, you know, kids are going to make those mistakes, but the next day we can go on and do something else. But we have to be role models, and that's my whole thing about it. It starts at home. Be the role model. Be the example. Be open to where you can listen to your kid. You don't get angry at your kid, but you teach them what to do if they get in that situation.
One thing my parents did was, you won't get in trouble if you do something. Stay at your friend's house. Stay there. Just let us know. We'll pick you up the next day. We'll have the conversation. And I had to do that once, and they were amazing about it. So I think that type of communication is important from parents to kids too.
Absolutely. You got to have. We were talking today. We were at the Pie Center teaching. We had Bradley Criminal Justice. We had Walker Valley. We know the prom's coming up. We know it's a big event. We've done a lot with it. Carl has done an outstanding job with Miss Lindsay at Bradley High School to do what's coming up this next week about the prom. And there's been so many people involved. But it's like we told them today. We said, listen, you're human. Number one, don't get in the car with somebody that's been drinking. If they say they've had one beer is too many. Don't get in the car. Number two, call somebody. If you have to call an Uber, your parents, if you have to call law enforcement and say, look, I don't want to get in the car, I'm scared, I have nowhere to go, we're going to come get you. We're going to call your parents. We have to. We'll deal with that later. We want to see you arrive alive. And that's what this whole thing about. It's what the Dillards have pushed, Cleveland City's pushed, the Sheriff's Office has pushed. We do not want to go to any more funerals of children. We want them to get there safely.
Such great advice from our local law enforcement. So appreciate you all taking time to come in here and join us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all so very much. You did a great job. It is 4 o'clock here on Mix 104.1. More from Safe Tonight, Memories for a Lifetime after the news.
Broadcasting from the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is Mix 104.1 WCLE, Calhoun, Cleveland, Athens. Download the free Mix 104.1 app at mymix1041.com.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making sure the top of your house is the best it can be. BestBuyMetalRoofing.com.
Fox News is next, presented by Capital Tire Service in downtown Cleveland.
I'm Jack Callahan. Federal safety investigators have gathered the logbook and data recorder from the cargo ship that plowed into and collapsed Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. While the Biden administration has pledged federal dollars to rebuild it, Transportation Secretary Buttigieg says,
if the investigation determines that any private party or parties are responsible, they will be held accountable.
6 workers who were on the bridge when it collapsed are missing and feared dead. The search has now become a recovery mission. Florida's Governor DeSantis signing a bill making it easier for homeowners to boot squatters from their property.
You are not going to be able to commandeer somebody's private property and expect to get away with it.
The bill allows police to immediately remove anyone living on a property without a proper lease agreement with the owner. America is listening to Fox News.
The Mix 104.1 News Desk, brought to you by Logan Thompson Law, a tradition of legal and community service. That's Logan Thompson Law at LoganThompsonLaw.com.
From the Logan Thompson Law News Desk, here's your news for Wednesday, March 27th. From the Chattanoogan, Monday night's Powerball drawing created thousands of winners, including 4 Tennessee players. 3 of the 4 winners are in our area. A $100,000 winning ticket was sold at Food City on Hickson Pike. A $50,000 winning ticket was sold at Circle K on 25th Street in Cleveland. And another $50,000 winning ticket was sold at Shive Food Mart on Signal Mountain in Chattanooga. Bradley, Walker, and Whitfield counties will receive $30,000 each for community internet connectivity. The grants are from Connect Humanity, a nonprofit fund that participates in the Appalachian Digital Accelerator, which is an initiative that supports communities to create custom connectivity plans. For more on local and state news, visit mymix1041.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app that sends you instant notifications when news breaks. For Mix 104.1, this is Emily Beatty reporting.
Good afternoon. The police are on the scene of a couple of accidents out here. Traffic flow looks pretty good right now. 75s, you head up towards Cleveland, Bradley County. Now, it's heavy on 24 East already in the top of the ridge cut there, coming down through that road construction. It's just always tricky. 75 as you merge on to 24, headed up through the ridge cut as well. It wants to run a little bit slow. Northbound 75 here up by the East Ridge exit. Hey, the Auto Glass Express 6501 Lee Highway, that's where I go. So should you. Check them out. Call 667-9631. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
And good afternoon. It's 4:04 here on the afternoon drive. It's the afternoon session of Safe Tonight, Memories for a Lifetime. And Bridget, amazing first hour.
Yeah.
And now it gets even more intense.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So we're joined, of course, this is a partnership with 24/7 Movement and ATS The Bridge. If you're just tuning in, all this morning and this afternoon is all about reaching out to parents and students and encouraging them to have conversations, to have plans in place as we enter prom and graduation season specifically. So encouraging them to make good decisions, make good choices, especially while they're driving. So that's what this entire morning and afternoon has been about, and it's been great.
All right, we have very special guests. The Dillards are with us.
Yes, that's right. We have Terry and Matt. We also have Preston, Pierce, and Pryor here as well. And it's so great to have you all back in the studio this afternoon.
It is very good to be here. We appreciate y'all partnering with us just to get the word out, you know, for our kids to drive safe and for our parents to talk to our kids about safe choices. We got prom season, graduation coming up, lots of things going on, lots of parties, lots of, you know, fun stuff, and we want it to stay fun, and we want everybody to make it through alive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's right. And especially this time of the afternoon, we have a lot of parents listening, but also a lot of students that have maybe just gotten in the car coming home from school. And so, you know, what would you say to them directly as far as making good decisions?
For parents, I would just encourage them to talk to their kids. I know that statistics show that, you know, young people will either drive after they've been drinking, or they will get in the car with a friend who's been drinking rather than call home for a safe ride because they're afraid they'll get in trouble. Mm-hmm. So I would just encourage parents to talk to their kids and let them know, you know, yeah, we may have a serious discussion about it after the fact, but I would rather you be alive to be able to do that. So call, whatever the time is, wherever you're at, to call. And for their young people, just have a plan. You know, I mean, legally you're not old enough to drink. I'm not so naive that it's, you know, that it doesn't happen and everything, and that it's not going to happen. But have a plan. You know, I know that you could find one friend who would say,
absolutely,
yeah, I'll stay. You know, I have no interest in drinking, and I will be the driver. You know. So just find that friend that'll do that for you if you plan to have alcohol or anything, you know, on those nights. And that way everybody has that safe night, and we've got those memories. There was one quote that Tanner, our youngest son, I have heard him make, that if, you know, when rubber meets the road, if you have to have alcohol to have a good time, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know. So I would just encourage our students to abstain, you know, so that you remember the fun that you had at prom.
Terry Dillard, thank you so much. Also, Matt Dillard is here as well. And
thanks for being here, Matt.
Yeah, Matt, you guys, your family, such an inspiration to so many in our community. You guys have turned tragedy into this wonderful organization. You're helping other families. You're saving lives. So what a wonderful organization this is, and what a great work you all do.
Yeah, you know, you just look at what's happened today. You know, I've listened to most of the interviews, and you just see nothing but the love of God. Mm-hmm. And this community is a community of spirit, and the spirit of our community is just incredible. And, you know, God laid this on Tanner's heart to start this, but as we've moved forward and get deeper and deeper into it, you know, it's just, you see the hand of God in everything. You know, you look right here, I mean, you got three heroes, three miracles that are right here with us. You know, it's a little chaotic at times, but, you know, thank God
for
they're
chaos.
Still with us.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, if anybody has seen a picture of the car, you know, it's just by God's grace that these three, you know, kids are here. But, you know, we're talking about prom season. And, you know, you think about the high schoolers out there, they're going to make some of the most important decisions, choices in their lives over the next few years. You know, where you're going to work, who you're going to marry possibly, you know, and our choices matter in everything that we do. But we need to understand too, like Terry said, as parents, you know, we need to be involved, you know, in what they're doing, and let them know that, you know, we all make bad choices in life. We've all made decisions we wish we could go back and redo. But the thing about it is, you know, don't hesitate. And there again, as we talked about the parents being involved, you know, we were fortunate with our boys. You know, we were the house that everybody wanted to come to. You know, Walker Valley's got a slogan up there: show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. And there's so much truth in that.
Yeah.
Because who you surround, you've heard that through the students today. Who you surround yourself with, it's so important, it's so critical. But you know, just to move forward with what we're doing, and I think about Dustin and Brittany. You know, we're talking about prom. Well, you know, it was Christmas night. That's
for those that aren't familiar with the story. Can you just briefly share what happened?
Yes. You know, it was Christmas Day. We had our family celebrations with our immediate family that morning, but we were going to our last Christmas celebration, which was Terry's family, to her sister's house in Polk County. You know, and I heard one of the police officers talk about the Live 360 app on your phone. Well, we have that from her right here. I mean, she keeps up with the kids. She always has, and she always will. But we're there, and we're waiting on Dustin and Brittany and Tanner and Blakely. Well, she gets a notification, and when you look at the logo, you see the time is 5:52 on the clock on the logo. Well, that's the time she got the notification. There's been an abrupt, you know, like a stop to Brittany and Dustin's both's phone.
Oh no.
And then she comes and gets me. She says, you know, something's not right. So we go, and we're driving along, and we're 3 miles away. And you know how GPS is not completely accurate, and we get to the point that says, well, there should be right here. Well, we're thinking, well, we've passed them. Well, we keep going, and we come up over the hill, and I mean, just red lights, emergency vehicles just everywhere. Pull over in the median, jump out of the car, go up the hill, and immediately I see the car. At that point in time, when you see it, you know it's not but good. And they get us, me and Terry, and Tanner comes up. He's behind them. We get there, and you know, we're standing in the median. And our brother-in-law, Brent, worked in the fire department and all. We called him immediately. He got there. Well, he come down with the gentleman that was in charge, and they notified us that Dustin and Brittany didn't make it, but the boys were critical. And with all this going on, you hear the helicopter, you know, there in the background, you know, sitting there waiting for them. But you need to get to the hospital, and you know that's what we did. But you know, we get to the hospital, and you know, Pierce and Preston. Preston had to have a blood transfusion on the way to the hospital. He had 14 staples to the head. Pierce had a piece of the suntrack roof, the sunroof track, about 3 inches long, lodged right here. They had to remove that. He went into immediate surgery once we got there. I'm just trying to, summarize this a little bit. But he had later had to have another surgery to replace, put a plate in for he had a hole in his skull. He flatlined that night at the scene.
Wow.
But if you talk to a lot of the first responders, they did not expect Pierce and Preston to make it through the night. But it's by the efforts of the first responders, and most importantly, God's hand and God's grace, that these gentlemen, these young boys are still here today. And immediately, the community and the support and the prayers, were felt. I mean, we were told there was over 100 people that come to the hospital that night. Just for us to continue to do what we're doing, to raise the awareness of, our choices matter. They matter. Every decision we make. But to just give back. Dustin and Brittany were givers. They loved God. They loved these boys, but they also loved their community. And for us to walk along and be a partner with ATS, the bridge, our schools, it's just when you look and you hear the testimonies just today.
Yeah.
And it's like I said earlier, if we can change one life or get one person to make that right choice, it's worth it all. And our hope and our prayer is, there's not another family that has to stand and go through this horrible tragedy of one person who made the wrong choice. Choices matter, but also, most importantly, we have to understand you matter. Each and every one of us. We all matter. But we have to understand, too, the influence that we have on people each and every day.
Thank you so much.
Randy Vonner, we'll come over to you. The strength of the Dillard family, just amazing. I know you've known them for a long time. I've gotten to know them over the last year or so. It's just amazing to hear them speak, to share their story, and then to see what they've done with that.
Oh, they're salt of the earth kind of people. They love God, they love family, they love their community, they love their church, they love people, they love Jesus. And their character, their strength of character, their faith in Christ has got them through this. Every day is still a tough day. And the 2, 4, and 7, Mike, represents the ages of the boys, the time of the crash. They were 2, 4, and 7. Wow. Amazing family. Do you have any other family news you want to share, or wait for another time?
We need a microphone here.
Do we have permission to do that?
You might. That's your call. Okay.
I'll take the responsibility here. Okay. Be much in prayer. Tanner and Blakely are on their way to the hospital.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. And
wonderful.
so we have.
Of course, tell them why.
Do what?
Why they didn't have a crash? Why?
Okay. We're going to have a granddaughter.
Yes.
So okay.
Wonderful.
So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes. And just be much in prayer for them. I know Tanner is nervous as can be. Nani is getting ready to leave and go down and be with Tanner. Yeah. So, but just be much in prayer for our family there.
Absolutely.
God is good, and God is good every day.
Wow, what a testimony. Thank you all so much for taking time to come back.
Yes, thank you for being here.
We
really appreciate it. All right. It's 2:18. We'll be back in just a moment.
Cleveland Ford, where they are building something new for Cleveland.
20 years later, we've grown in many ways, but never out of that same customer-first heart to serve. Doing the right thing simply because it's right will earn your business the right way every day, every year, offering permanent steel roofing and siding at competitive prices, keeping promises, staying on time for both deliveries and pickups, making things right when we come up short. Partners like you are the reason Best Buy Metals exists.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve you.
Come see us.
Shopping for a great deal on a car or truck? Know this. Cleveland Ford is loaded with vehicles, over 230 in stock, all discounted. I'm talking saving up to $7,500 on new F-Series trucks and Mustang Mach-E. We have financing as low as 0% on Edge and 1.9% for 72 months on new F-150s. And as always, you get a lifetime powertrain warranty and complimentary service when you buy from us. So hurry to Cleveland Ford today because this sale ends soon, or shop us at clevelandford.com.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one, and there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great, and their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
The goodness of Hardee's 2 for $5 wraps just got better. Now choose 2 wraps for breakfast or 2 hand-breaded chicken wraps for lunch or dinner. Morning to night, get 2 wraps, $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Hi, I'm Brian Poole, sole owner of Poole Serenity Funeral Home and Cremation Services of Cleveland. It's going to be more of our discount funeral home and cremation center. We'll offer $895 cremation that will come with a wood urn. Only other charges the family have be for death certificates and permits. That's it. No other hidden charges, no other hidden fees. We have a traditional burial package, $4,595. That does include the casket and the services. You can reach us at www.pfhserenity.com.
Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland is hiring case selectors. Starting pay at $19 an hour. Earning potential up to $23 an hour plus incentive pay. Additional $2 an hour night shift premium. And you're eligible to earn a $3,000 stay bonus. Flexible schedules and great benefits at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland. They have open interviews Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at jobs.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
And we're here for part 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So again, another set of guests here that we so appreciate coming in. We have Dr. Linda Cash, of course, Director of Bradley County Schools. We have Dr. Jeff Elliott with Cleveland City Schools, Caroline Corrigan as well. So thank you all so much for coming in to see us this afternoon. Dr. Cash, we'll start things off with you. So just going to ask you all pretty much the same questions here. So Dr. Cash, what safety tips would you share with students and parents out there listening that will help to keep our teens safe on prom night and then every other night to follow?
Remembering prom and then remembering my boys going to prom, the thing that I would...
Can you get a little closer to the mic?
I
I'm
can.
sorry.
Well,
There you go.
how
You
about
can
I just
handhold
tear
it
the
if you
whole
want.
thing up?
I did it earlier.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think, go in with a plan. That make a promise to each other that you're not going to drink, that you're going to do the things that you know are right. And if you see a friend or someone who's doing something that maybe not is out of character, don't call them out on it and say, hey, let's go do this. Let's have a different plan. We all know that alcohol happens and other things happen, but have a designated driver if something like that is going to happen. And one of the things I always told my boys, and I hope all of them, if you're in trouble, call me. Have somebody that you can call that will come and get you. Or in today's time, you can get an Uber, you can get anything. Just don't get behind the wheel, and make sure that you're safe. And have a plan so that you know where you're going and what you're doing, and that your family knows where you're supposed to be. We all have Life 360. Make sure it's on those phones, parents, and that you know where those kids are.
And make sure as a parent that the kids understand this is a nag-free call.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We just want you home safe.
Yeah. One of the things I always told my boys is, when you call me, I'm not going to ask you any questions. I'm coming to get you.
Very good.
And then after that, if you want to talk to me, we can have more talks. I will tell you, even mine are older now, and anytime they tell me they're going somewhere, I say, remember who you are and what you stand for, and make sure you're making good decisions.
Wonderful.
So, but, if you get the call, you're right. I'm just coming to get you.
Dr. Elliott.
Yes, like Dr. Cash was saying, very, very similar things, have a plan. But also I was thinking, if I'm a student and something does happen and it's not because of my fault, but because somebody else did something towards me, be thinking of those safety tips just in general. If there is an emergency, what do I do and how do I respond if I'm in an accident and I'm not the one who caused it, but I'm the receiving end? Who do I call? Of course, my first contact, my family, my parents, whoever that contact is, but just how to respond. Talk through scenarios of if a law enforcement comes and is sitting there with you, how do I respond? What do I need to do? And go through those kind of situations, because as teenagers, a lot of individuals, they might not have ever been in an accident. So how do they respond through the steps, I think, is important beyond just the things that we're talking about here, because it can be a very traumatic thing on either side of this situation here. And so I think it's good to have a plan and talk through that before you even enter into the stage. Just the driving tips that you've had along the way as well is important.
I love the students that said, when Bridget asked, what would you do? And a couple of them said, I'll take the keys.
Yeah, I heard that.
Take the keys, run away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do
keep
what
your
you gotta
friends
do.
from making
Yeah.
really bad decisions as well.
Right.
Yeah, I think that earlier I also heard a group of, and it may have been a group of from the ATS Bridge, or some of them said they were going in a bus or something, so they already had a plan to get there safely and to return home. So,
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool because they wanted to have a good time, and not that they planned on doing anything. It was just about being together, staying together, arriving together, doing it all together, more than one of us if we do something we shouldn't do. And, when we talk at ATS The Bridge and we do our talks, we always stress, know your answer. Know what you're going to say if somebody approaches you and says, hey, try this, let's slip a little bit of this, or just take one hit of this. Know your answer. Know how to say no. Know how to stand up and take a stand among your peers. Yes. We've got so many good kids, so many good kids. Good kids make bad decisions sometimes, and that doesn't make them a bad kid, but this is about making good choices, and that's what parents, they've talked about it, but you've got to have the conversation. It starts at home. You got to have the conversation.
I know at Cleveland High School we say three little mantras or three little phrases, and it's like work hard, get smart, and be nice. And so we do that at Cleveland High School, and that's what we instill into our students, to work hard, get smart, and be nice. On a night like this, we want them not only to work hard, they've worked hard, but to play hard and enjoy their time, but to do it in a smart way. Get smart about this, and that is through preparation and understanding of what they're getting ready to get into. So the important piece of that is not to forget what you've prepared for, and not let that one evening take everything that you've learned and know ahead of time out of the formula here. So not only work hard, but if you're going to play hard, still do it in a smart way.
You're listening to Mix 104.1. This is Safe Tonight, Memories for a Lifetime.
Yeah, that's right. Caroline, I want to get your thoughts as well.
Well, I'm just so grateful to have these organizations in this community. It's really special that our school districts can partner with organizations like this to try to get these kind of messages out, especially before these big events. That's so important, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah. So again, Dr. Cash, will come back over to you. So what are you seeing and hearing in the school systems these days as far as the pressure on kids? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I think there's pressure to fit in. I don't necessarily know that there's a tremendous amount of pressure to force people to do it, but there's a pressure to fit in. And so if you want to fit in, you're going to try this, you're going to smoke, you're going to do, whatever is out there. And so even that one time, it can be devastating. So we really think it's important to say, be the one who stands up and stands out. Don't be the one who joins in. And if someone's offering you something, most definitely be strong enough not to take it. But I think there's pressure out there to be like everybody else. But what I'm finding is more and more kids don't want to be like that. So they're clustering together in safety nets. But we don't want to leave the kids out who may have tried something or done something. We want to help them and assist them. I like what you said. They may have because they made a mistake or they made a bad choice doesn't make them a bad kid. So what we're hoping is, with all the pressures that are out there, and social media is really, if you do this, you're prettier, you're better, you're stronger, you're faster, and in reality, they're good with who they are. They are wonderful children and wonderful people, and that's what we want them to know, is that you don't have to try it, but the pressures are out there, the pressures to fit in.
Dr. Elliott, what are you seeing in the city school system?
The same kind of thing. The pressures are there in different ways at different levels, whether you're at elementary, middle, or high school, as we're talking about today, that students want to fit in, and they're going to try to, they might say something just to fit in, they might do something or act on something, whether it's with social media technology or to the extent of, like we're talking about today, is with drinking or whatever the case is, to fit in. But the pressures are there. But this morning I was listening to the students as they came in and spoke, and some really great responses there. And one of the responses I heard is, not only do we have that negative peer pressure, but we have some really tremendous students out there that have that positive influence and that positive peer pressure. And they were speaking that today, and I think that's what this is all about, and I'm glad that we're having this opportunity to open that line of communication before prom season even begins, so that, and we encourage our students to continue to speak those positive responses and to be a positive influence along the way as well.
Caroline, it's so great to have these conversations, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And, I think generationally we have all seen how the pressures of peer pressure can be in high school, whether what year you went to high school. But I think that's something else that is really special, that students in Bradley County and Cleveland City Schools are not afraid to go against the crowd. And I think that's super, super special. We have a lot of special kids that are willing to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting in the car. We're not doing that tonight. And I think that's really, really special.
Randy Bonner, will come back over to you, director of the 24/7 movement. So Randy, remind us of the fundraising aspect of this. Those out there listening that say, I want to do something, I want to be part of this in some way. Tell us how we can do that.
Yeah, one of the reasons why we picked this day is because it's just a few days in front of the mock crash event that's going to take place at Bradley Central High School on Tuesday morning. And so the 24/7 movement, we're collaborating with Lindsay Bell, the drama department, Bradley High School, our sheriff's department, first responders, rescue, and we're just helping them take this production to a higher level. They've always done a great job with it, but we have a video team that we've been able to connect them with, and so they've already been shooting videos. We've been watching some of those previews today, and they're going to do a live shot Tuesday during the mock crash event itself. And so the goal of this is that it's going to be a tool that high schools can use in our region. It's going to be professionally packaged, and it's going to be presented in such a way that it'll be like a toolbox, for teachers, for schools, for principals to roll out to their students. But it's also something our Tennessee Highway Safety Office is going to take and use as a resource across the entire state. And it can go beyond that as well. So we are trying to raise $15,000 towards that project. I think right now we're somewhere around $3,700 that today has come in towards that project. And if you're out there and you believe in teenagers and you want to keep our students safe at all of our campuses, I just, it doesn't matter if it's $50, $100, if you want to do more, we would love to encourage you to come and be part of this project to help us raise funds.
Yep. So you can call us or text us 614-6499. Again, 614-6499. Call or text, and we'll be sure to give you that information on how you can donate. So thank you all so much again for coming in this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's 432 Mix 104.1.
Cleveland Ford.
Choosing the right health care plan for you and your family can be overwhelming. Direct Primary Care Associates' new pharmacy benefits is the best choice for you and your family. With personalized attention, convenient telemedicine options, and free generic medications, Direct Primary Care Associates Pharmacy Benefits offers everything you need to keep you and your family healthy and happy. Say goodbye to long wait times, rushed appointments, and unexpected medical bills. Visit our website to learn more about how Direct Primary Care Associates can provide the best healthcare experience for you and your family. Direct Primary Care Associates, affordable healthcare for all.
Dad, you got your mattress bracket filled out?
You know it. My bracket's got that Riz.
Here we go. Gen Z, Dad.
I've got the totally bussin' Tempur-Pedic Lux Breeze going all the way this year. Bet.
Dad, please stop.
You bugging, BBG.
Make Mermaid your March mattress headquarters with great deals on Tempur-Pedic.
Right now, save up to 50% off our Tempur-Pedic Adapt mattress collection.
And that's at Mermaid Mattress, cash.
Cringe. Your sleep handmade, hand-delivered.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com. Proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Did you know that drinking and driving is a leading cause of traffic fatalities? It kills more than 28 people in the United States every day. That means 1 person every 52 minutes. Statistically, young people are the most at risk to drink and drive, but not everyone's doing it. Don't drink and drive.
When most people think of plumbing and electrical supply houses, there's an idea that they're just for plumbers or electricians or builders to shop at. Wholesale Supply is proud to be open to the public and proud to serve our communities. By supplying the best quality products for the best prices with the best service guaranteed, Wholesale Supply is your one-stop shop for everything plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. To find a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more. Helping build communities in the Southeast for over 80 years is just what we do.
She's been hiding in the corner over there. But Jared, just want to get your thoughts. What a great morning we had and a wonderful afternoon as well.
Yeah, it's been a great day. I was in the corner because we've had so many people in and out of this studio. It's been awesome because there's so much support. And one of the great things that I think was said earlier on this morning, somebody mentioned there's been a lot of community unity. And it's the truth. And really, when it comes to all of these issues, whether it's teen drinking and driving, substance abuse, all these things that we know are problems, it's going to take all of us from every facet of our community coming together. And you can feel that happening in this community, which I think is so important, from law enforcement to nonprofits to the schools to, right down to the family roots, people coming together and saying, all right, you know what? We need to have these conversations. We need to be aware. We need to educate, and let's really do something. And that's why what the 24/7 movement is doing with this is so important, because right now, when it comes to prom season, when it comes to graduation, kids tend to loosen up and make decisions they wouldn't normally make. And so having this conversation now, and encouraging parents to have continual conversations, so important. It's been a great day.
So right now we have a couple of sets of parents to talk to this afternoon. We have Luke and Christy Mahonen, and then also Andy and Christy Smith. Andy was in here earlier with the law enforcement, and so we appreciate him sticking around and coming back in the studio for this segment. So we'll start with Christy Mahonen here. So pretty much the same question that we've been asking all afternoon. What advice do you have out there for other parents who are listening in as far as having a good plan in place to ensure that their child has a safe prom night?
The best advice, I think, is to have conversations, to not assume that your child knows the decisions that they may be faced with on prom night, or to not be naive enough to think that they're not going to make bad decisions, to have those conversations, to bring things out in the open, and don't be quiet.
And Luke, will come over to you. Same question.
I'd say be involved. It's their prom night, and they want to be able to. You want them to be able to enjoy it, but don't just send them off at 4 o'clock and say, "Oh, we'll see you tomorrow." There's going to be times where they come back or they go from one spot to another. Maybe slip in some. We're going to meet to take pictures, or we'll meet you when you're done to, have some accountability to where you're at least, it's their night, but you're present and you're involved to an extent.
And another thing to add to that, what we did, because we have 3 older children in their 20s now, we have 1 junior in high school. What we did with the older ones, we hosted the after party. They came to our house.
Great, good idea. Yeah.
I forgot about that because it's been a while.
So when it comes to making good decisions while driving, how can you all as parents help set that example for your kids?
By being an example. You want to lead by example, and you want your kids to see your actions and see what you're doing, so that hopefully they will follow suit.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. Don't drive distracted, and lead by example. That's what we've tried to do.
All right, Andy, Christy Smith will come over to you. So same set of questions. What advice do you have for other parents out there?
I think just being their parent, not their friend. Giving rules, stick to it, and don't lean any way. And that's what we've done. We've got 2 children, and we've been that way present in their life. And also what she said, give them a safe place to come and hang out, and let them know they're welcome, but be their parent, not their friend.
Andy, so many have talked about having that conversation, having that plan in place. It's just so important, isn't it?
It is, and I think it's hard to follow this. I mean, they hit it all right on the head the first time. Communication, know what your child is. Don't be absent in your child's life. But, you can't start at prom night. This has to start when they're born, and it's a job all the way through. So the other thing that I thought was really good is the after prom. I didn't find this till out the other day. We're having that too. I still don't understand what all that entails, except for food at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Lack of sleep. So,
But to a mom,
yes.
Kids at home.
Absolutely. The kids are there. But, yeah, be the example. I mean, wear your seatbelt. Don't drink and drive. Put the phone down, okay? They watch you. You may not think they are. They're watching you. So then how are you going to yell at them when they do the same thing that you're doing, okay? Just have the communication. And she hit it right on the head, too. Sometimes, you need to be their friend. But they're looking for a role model. They don't always want to be told, hey, that's fine, go do whatever. Sometimes they need some structure. Give it to them. Keep them in church. I think you'll be good.
Awesome. Great advice from each of you. Thank you so much. Randy, what a great time it is to hear from parents who are living it right now. They each have students in high school.
Yeah, this has been so valuable just to hear from parents that have gone through it or are going through it, because there's a lot of parents out there that are listening that they don't have a student that's about to drive. Maybe they're a few years away from that. And Andy brought up a good point about how you have to start early. You have to start earlier than that. Before they get into middle school, you really have to start building that trust with those. So I don't know if there's anything that comes to mind with either set of parents that you would say that you tried something and it didn't work, and then you tried something and it really did work as you built that trust with your kids over the years. Does anything come to mind at all? Something you tried, nope, and then something you did said, yeah, that's where it's at.
No, not really. He's kind of set the bar high and the standards. We've been through a lot, seen a lot, witnessed a lot, and his rules are here, and he doesn't bend at all. So we've really not had that experience of going back and saying, no, we're going to do it this way. Thank the Lord.
Amen. Yeah. The Lord has blessed us with 75% of our kids being, through this stage, and the one remaining, and I trust that will be the same moving forward. But, it's a learning experience, and Lord knows we're not perfect by any means, but I think if you try and you're involved and, are consistent, I think that has, positive results.
And mean what you say, parents. No threats. Like, have conversations. Let them know that they can call you if they need to. But with bad decisions come consequences. It's not the end of the world. But mean what you say.
Wow. Again, such great advice. Thank you all so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. It's 4:43, more in just a moment.
Don Ledford, pre-owned.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop,
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher
is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
Our legal system is complex, and your case may impact several areas of the law. Don't just hire a lawyer who focuses on one thing. Hire a team of experienced attorneys ready to handle your case wherever it may lead. Call Logan Thompson, one of the area's most respected law firms. From personal injury to criminal and family law, from contract disputes to disability, the team at Logan Thompson will work together to ensure you are well represented and well compensated. Logan Thompson, we fight to win.
My dad says our new Linux system saves energy.
Well, saving energy means saving money.
A lot of money?
Yep.
Time for a raise in my allowance.
Savings year after year.
A big raise.
Call today for perfect air you can feel in your home and savings you can feel in your wallet.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Dale's Heating and Air today.
Everyone there at the Porsche dealership are so personable and very knowledgeable that we just keep coming back. What I was looking for was a sport utility that was sporty and attractive and had the ability to perform to my expectations. The service department goes above and beyond with their routine service maintenance, and they get me out of there quickly. Chattanooga Auto Square. Luxury lives here.
Why rain on come to Best Buy Metals?
For 20 years, Best Buy Metals has provided permanent steel roofing. Additionally, we've expanded to manufacture metal siding, including steel, board and batten, and traditional lap siding. We also offer custom pole barns, from a simple roof-only structure to a fully enclosed building. Stop by one of our 7 showrooms today or visit us online 24/7 at bestbuymetalroof.com.
Shopping for a great deal on a car or truck? Know this. Cleveland Ford is loaded with vehicles, over 230 in stock, all discounted. I'm talking saving up to $7,500 on new F-Series trucks and Mustang Mach-E. We have financing as low as 0% on Edge and 1.9% for 72 months on new F-150s. And as always, you get a lifetime powertrain warranty and complimentary service when you buy from us. So hurry to Cleveland Ford today, because this sale ends soon, or shop us at clevelandford.com.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by the Vascular Institute, your regional leaders in vascular care. March is DVT Awareness Month. Deep vein thrombosis is a serious medical condition characterized by the formation of blood clots within deep veins, typically in the legs. Although it may not always present noticeable symptoms, DVT can lead to severe complications if left untreated. If a blood clot breaks loose from the vein and travels to the lungs, it can cause a life-threatening condition known as pulmonary embolism. Know the signs. DVT can be silent but dangerous. Don't ignore persistent leg discomfort, leg swelling, pain, warmth, or redness in your legs. Symptoms of PE include sudden shortness of breath, chest pain, rapid heart rate, and coughing up blood. If you suspect you have symptoms of DVT, seek medical evaluation promptly. The Vascular Institute is the only vascular practice welcoming self-referrals, offering timely appointments and accepting new patients. Vascular Institute offers 5 convenient locations. Find out more at vascularinstituteofchattanooga.com.
Dad, you got your mattress bracket filled out?
You know it. My bracket's got that Riz.
Here we go. Gen Z, Dad.
I've got the totally bussin' Tempur-Pedic Luxe Breeze going all the way this year. Bet.
Dad, please stop.
You bugging, BBG.
Make Mermaid your March mattress headquarters with great deals on Tempur-Pedic.
Right now, save up to 50% off our Tempur-Pedic Adapt mattress collection.
And that's at Mermaid Mattress, cash.
Cringe. Your sleep handmade, hand-delivered.
Let your children know that you would rather them call you than to be afraid to call you if they made a bad choice. And it's better to make that call, and let's talk about consequences later. I never thought I would have to be that mother that had to go pick up a child. And it happened. I wish she could tell her story. but she's just not able to right now. But I remember it so vividly when we had a meeting. We were talking about it, and she was a good kid, great athlete, did all the good things, never had a bit of trouble out of her. And one night she went to a party, and she made a bad choice. And the next thing I know, later that night she was with a group of girls, and but when she called me, she was alone. She was squalling and pretty intoxicated, and she didn't know where her car was. And I'm thankful she could not find her car. And she wanted me to come get her, but was having a hard time to telling me where she was to come get her. So, of course, I'm freaking out, and I'm praying, and I had on my phone, I was able to track her, trying to find her, because of her phone, thank goodness. That led me to her. And it was very scary because she wasn't old enough to drink, but yet she had made the decision to drink. And she made a bad choice. She was a good kid that made a bad choice. But I'm thankful that she made the choice to call me so I could come and get her. The thoughts of her being able to get behind the wheel, because that is what she was going to do. She was going to get behind the wheel because she didn't know where anybody else was. She was had a little bit too much. She could tell this story much better than me. But we talked about how God, He takes care of us and He protects us, and you always pray covering over your children. The craziest thing, which I shared this, I hope it's okay to share it here, because
Absolutely.
I know that we talked about it before, but it was a time when those batteries were on your phone. You had to have a battery to talk. They come apart. When I drove up and she was still connected to me and talking to me on her phone, there was no battery to be found. Mm. And it kind of freaked me out even right then, because I was glad to find her, glad to be able to get to her, thankful she could not find her car. I mean, honestly, it was just by the grace of God. But she did have enough wits about her to call me. But how in the world we were still connected and talking blows my mind, because there was no battery on that phone. Mm. And I know God works in mysterious ways, and people can take that however they want. But I know what I believe, and I believe I prayed covering over her. She knew right from wrong. She made a bad decision. She's a good kid. She was a good kid, and she's still a good kid. She's a great kid. She's a mother now. And I think about that so often. What if she hadn't been able to reach me? What if she had gotten behind the wheel? Not only could it have, hurt her, but she could have hurt others. And that's what this is about. It's about thinking about the choices that you make. And parents, if you are listening to us right now, you've got to keep the conversation open. And yes, you may punish your kid later, but let's keep them safe right now. Let them call you. And kids, if you're listening, find that person if you can't call mom or dad. If mom or dad is not the one you can call, you find that safe person. Know and have a plan. And, I don't think that the night ended like she thought it would, but it did, and gratefully everybody was safe. And that's what we're talking about right here, making good choices, because they do matter. Mm-hmm.
All right, Jared Waldrop with ATS The Bridge. Just as we wrap things up, what are your thoughts on the day here?
Well, it's been a great day, but it's kind of crazy because it's all really real for me right now, because this is my daughter's senior year. She's going to prom.
Wow.
And, and we've had all sorts of open conversations for years about, just different substances and, trying to talk through, this is what these are, is what these can do. Here's the dangers, and, just a lot of open talks. But today has given me as a dad a list of other really good talking points to bring up, hearing other perspectives from, from parents to law enforcement to even the things that the coaches and the student pastors said this morning. Just a host of different voices. It's been really good. So thankful from the dad side of things, hearing that, it helps me, and if there's other parents out there that are listening, have the conversation. Sit down, talk with your kid. keep them safe. Bring it up. Have an open, honest conversation about the night, about the event. And remember, it's not just about prom. It's about lifestyle. It's about choices in general. It's about, the choices you make as a person. It doesn't take much to tear your life down. And so helping young people understand that every choice that you're making is going to forecast the future that you're going to live in. And so having these good, honest talks that are going to help guide them to make continually good, healthy choices for their lives, so important. And a huge part of that conversation has to be centered around the issues of drug and alcohol abuse. So have the conversation, and thankful for today because it's been helpful in a lot of ways.
Jared, thank you. And Steve says, Randy, we'll give you the final word as we wrap up the day here.
Well, it's been very impactful. We've heard some great words of wisdom. We've heard some great different groups of people, from students to parents to law enforcement, teachers, principals, coaches, youth pastors, you name it. And they've all said some great things. And the students that have been here have been tremendous, but there's stats that still indicate to us that 85% of teenagers would still rather get in the car and drive after drinking than they would to call their parents for a ride home. And I think this is going to help change that culture. I think that having those conversations, like what has been communicated here, it's so important for a teenager to believe that they can call home if they have that kind of incident, that kind of issue, that kind of trouble going on, and they need help. Even if it's something as simple as establishing an emergency code, and if they feel like they're in the presence of people that they can't talk or they can't send a lengthy text, that they have a code they send to mom or dad, and they know exactly what that code means, and they're on the way to go get their children. There's a couple of things that we have on our website that are great conversation makers with parents and with teenagers. And I would recommend every parent that's listening, and I would recommend every student that's listening, to go to the 24/7 movement and click on the icon that says Take Action. And you will see two things pop up. One is the Safe Driving Pledge. And it's great for students and parents to walk through that, talk through it, and you'll understand a lot about impaired driving, distracted driving, and making good choices. And then to pledge to covenant together on that Safe Driving Pledge. There's also the I Will Not Be Silent promise that's on there as well. And that's everything that a student can do that we've heard today. One of the students said, I'll take away their keys. So it's everything you can do and say to keep somebody from making a terrible mistake. Even if you're in the car with them and they have their cell phone and they're trying to text, that you have enough presence of mind to say, hey, let me look up whatever you're trying to look up. Let me get that music on Spotify. Let me finish that text. Let me get the music you want. Let me take care of that. You just drive. Mm-hmm. It's something as simple as that, to preventing somebody from getting behind the wheel, and everybody knows they're impaired. When they say, I'll be fine, everybody knows they're not going to be fine. Mm-hmm. You could be saving their life, or you could be saving somebody else's life. And the stories that have been shared today have been tragic stories, but I think just about all of them have been the result of the other driver. So let's do what we can to look out for the other driver before they get into a vehicle, impact their life, impact another family's life.
That's Randy Bonner, director of the 24/7 movement. Also Xander Welch and Jared Waldrop with ATS The Bridge. Can't thank you all enough for having this idea and for coming to us to partner together.
Yeah, thank you for including us.
Yeah, Randy's a rock star. This was a fabulous idea, and we sat down, we met a couple of times, and he put it all together, and, we're just here to talk. You know me, I'm going to talk. No, it's a great collaboration. Randy, you're doing an awesome job, and we appreciate it.
It's been a partnership, and we're so appreciative. Mix 104, Mike, Bridget, Steve, the whole crew, Dwayne, it was great to see him today.
Yeah.
But thank you for believing in our community and believing in causes like this that make a difference.
I think we've all learned things today. I think lives have been touched. I think lives have been changed today. So I think it's been a wonderful thing. So What a great day.
And again, if you want to help them meet their financial goals, how did they get a hold of your organization if they want to give financially?
Our website is www.the247movement.org, and you can go on there. You can email us. You can text me if you want to. My phone number is 423-240-8620. And we'd love to hear from you. If you want to be a part of the special project we're doing Tuesday with the mock crash at Bradley, we'd love to get your help with that as well.
All right, thank you for joining us. And 5 o'clock report's coming up.
Cleveland Ford, where they are building something new for Cleveland.